Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Local Wisdom. And as always, I hope you're having a marvelous day. I'm Justin Underwood, your marvelous mortgage guy, and I'm with James Douglas.
Morning.
He's a realtor. We love him.
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful for him to be here this morning because of the topic that we're going to talk about today. With the market tightening up, with, not being able to just throw a sign in the yard or whisper in your neighbor or your friend's ear that you're thinking about selling your house to sell it, we're going to talk about prep or not to prep your house when you get ready to list it. So we got some helpful topics and comments for you today.
Well, let's just clear it up. You are going to prep your house. It's a matter of what you do. What's number one, Justin?
Number one is always to call your local realtor because, every house is a little different, and what to do to prep it, at what price point, how to list it, all of that matters. And the market's ever changing, and so you need someone who's professionally plugged in to be able to help you not only to prep it, but to list it.
Sure.
To give it.
The statistics will tell us that about 90% of homes that are sold in the U.S. have a realtor involved.
Oh, 100%.
And so as a seller, it makes the ultimate sense in order to get a professional involved with what is probably your biggest asset. Personally.
Oh, no doubt. And so when someone is, thinking, hey, I'm thinking about moving, thinking about upgrading my house, or some life event comes in, job change, whatever, and I need to sell, like I have to sell. Yeah. So they make that first call to the realtor, but what would be next in terms of prepping?
Well, I usually tell people sort of in order. Not everyone is able to do everything to get ready.
Right.
Your realtor will probably get his hands dirty. This realtor will, if need be. But for me, let's start with the things that are free.
Okay. I like free.
So, most people do, but free doesn't mean that it doesn't cost anything.
Free is the second best ingredient in food. First is hunger, and then free. But if you put hungry and free together, it tastes real good.
Dude, I know when I was a teenager, I knew all the free places to get food.
I'm just talking about food because you're fasting.
Yes. All right. Hey, public service announcement. The new 50 is 45 for colonoscopies. So if you're a man in the world and you're getting close to 45, go see your doctor. There you go.
There you go. PSA right there.
Yes. All right. So cleaning your home.
Right.
That's got to be, it's something that we take for granted a lot of times, but just cleaning the house.
Let me just be dramatic. It's massively important.
It is.
It's massively important because when someone walks into your house, they need to know that they can feel safe and that they can see themselves living there. And if they only see you living there and it doesn't feel safe or clean, then for them to make a competent offer is not.
I will tell you one story.
Okay.
Had a buyer buy a house and it was pretty rough.
Okay.
Sends me a picture the week after closing of the kitchen. I'm like, did you move? Well, he's like, nope, just cleaned it. The countertops were completely a different color. It went from this green to blue.
Wow.
It was 100% different. It looked different. The cabinets had this film over them, and they were actually white.
Yeah. Well, if you know me, I have an amazing wife.
Yeah.
And she's got us whipped into shape pretty good. So we have a clean house. And I will tell you, we have never had a house on the market for more than a day or on the market at all. And I think people know if they're buying a Jamie house, they're getting a good, clean house.
And you can do this at your house by yourself. It doesn't take anything but some elbow grease.
Or if you just can't, just know that it's massively important, that it's going to have an impact on how quick you sell it and at what price point you sell it.
That is true. Everything we're going to talk about today is going to affect marketing time and value. How people perceive your house is how they're going to give an offer to your house.
So, James, when you say clean, Some people may hear vacuum and wipe down, but is there more to it?
Well, there can be.
Okay.
I mean, depending on if we're talking about an Underwood house, probably not. No.
Does it
but
start outside?
Yes. So the second, let's put them together.
Okay.
The second thing that I ask people to do is declutter.
I see.
And so from the road to every room in the home, probably needs to be picked up, decluttered, and cleaned up. So your yard, mowed or raked.
Yeah.
Get the weeds out of the flower beds, kind of thing. I mean,
Beat some bushes back maybe a little bit.
As much as you can,
Yeah.
or just. I don't necessarily believe every buyer is going to put 100% effort in that. Some people are in a position where they can't.
Yeah, they're busy.
They're either busy or just not able, and so I don't want to say, look, we're saying you have to do this to get your house sold.
But we are saying here's what can make a difference in a market that is tightening up.
Correct. Yes, you want to make your home appeal to more buyers than the home down the road.
The old curb appeal.
Yes, and so it starts outside, and it starts from the moment they can see your house.
Got it.
If they're driving up, they see the sign in the yard, and they start seeing the mailbox, and then the yard, the house. It goes all the way around the house.
This is another great reason for the realtor to be involved, because as you're pulling up, you're seeing it as if a buyer would be looking at it. As you're walking through it, you're walking through it as a buyer. But you have a professional eye, and you can say, hey, look, I understand, like, you might really like this, 6-foot statue of a rooster here, but I think you need to, like, put that up somewhere or whatever.
True, yes. So in the decluttering process, I would suggest to people, all right, let's make this as clean slate as possible. I still want the home to look like it's been, that people live there.
Yeah.
I want people to be able to envision them living there. But I want them to envision it with their stuff, with their kids' toys, with their appliances on their coffee maker on the counter. It's like, oh yeah, this can go here, this can go here, and I want them to be able to say, this house is it.
So you're kind of changing the conversation as they're walking through the house. Instead of going, look at all their stuff, you're going, hey, honey, we could put this here and that there. And my favorite is, here's where the Christmas tree can go.
Yes.
It's a big one.
Yeah. Or maybe even, hey, have a closet to put it in.
Well, part of market value is anticipation. And being able to anticipate, how someone is going to live there, how their kids are going to enjoy it, how they're going to do family gatherings, where their stuff is going to go, plays a role into the psychology of someone saying, you know what, not only am I willing to make an offer, I'm actually willing to make a firm or strong offer because I don't want to miss out. Because now I'm anticipating my family enjoying this home.
Yes. One of the big things in our market is square footage.
Yeah.
And so most of the time when buyers are coming to homes, they're comparing homes that are similar in size. And if they walk into your home and it is wall-to-wall furniture and stuff, it doesn't feel as big. If they walk in and there's minimum furniture, there's minimum space, they feel, well, okay, I just walked in the home down the road. It was 1,800 square feet. This 1,800 square feet feels a lot bigger.
Yeah.
The kitchen feels tight in that other home, and this one doesn't. And it's not necessarily because there's actually more square footage there.
Not a size difference.
It's because of the stuff. And these things, they may take you loading the garage up. We see that all the time. Hey, you're selling a home, load the garage up with the extra stuff. I'm not saying you can't live in your home, but this is affecting how your home is being perceived by people walking in your home.
No doubt, man. So, I think this is, without spending money, this is the number one thing to do is to clean.
Yes. I mean, clean and declutter.
Yeah.
That those things just take some time.
So let's say I got my house cleaned, I got it decluttered. You can now see yourself living there. What would be, let's say, third?
I call it beautification.
Ah,
So let's go around the home and we're throwing deferred maintenance.
yeah.
If there's any issues in the home, something doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
A light fixture doesn't work, and there's broken whatevers.
Yeah.
There's a drippy faucet.
Rotten wood, flecky paint, loose
Yeah.
shingles.
All the above.
Mm-hmm.
Those little things may add up to big, but those are definitely little things that buyers are going to see.
Yeah. I mean, when I walk through a property, I have question marks, right?
Sure.
Like I'm going, where's it located? What school zone is it in? And then what's the neighborhood look like? And do I feel like my kids are going to be safe in the street? And then as I pull up, I'm thinking, what is it going to cost me to move in? Like what repairs are going to have to be done immediately?
Yep.
And if I see deferred maintenance issues, that continues to add to the question marks, especially, if all your stuff is there and I can't see where my stuff's going to go, that leaves question marks. So as many question marks that can be turned into what I call exclamation points, that changes my desire to make an offer, because if I still have those question marks, you're going to have to make me buy it by the price.
Sure. A buyer has already answered a lot of questions before they step into your home.
Yeah.
They already know where it's at. They know what school zone it is. They know the numbers on the page. They know how many bedrooms, bathrooms. So they've already said, all right, minimally this meets what I need.
Right.
And that's where the marketing begins. It's not just numbers on the page. When they drive up to the home, that's where the marketing actually begins for them. Well, I'll say with the picture on MLS too.
The picture, but now it needs to be delivered. Like if you gave the house its best shot the day it took the photo, and you're like, well, I'm glad we don't have to do that again. And then what is delivered when they go see it is not what was presented in the photo.
True.
Man, it's quite the letdown, isn't it?
It is, and it's really, really difficult. A lot of us are using professional photographers, and they're paid to make it look. And I want them to get the best shot of the house, but I don't want to go outside of the realm of reality.
Yeah.
And what I would really like is for a picture that I put on the MLS to actually portray what the house looks like.
For sure.
But it's actually really difficult. Like it's very difficult because everyone's going to see things from a slightly different angle. You're going to stand at a different place in the kitchen or the bathroom or whatever. So it's like, well, that picture didn't quite grab that. But the next person say, oh, the picture didn't do this justice.
Right.
So as much as we try as realtors to get the best, that for me when listing a home is more difficult than even determining the price.
Yeah.
For me, that particular, the pictures are a big deal, and I have difficult like knowing, okay, is this too much? Is this not enough? But we'll put it out there.
You don't want to create that letdown.
Well, it's not good for anyone. It's not good for the seller. They're having to get out. If we don't disclose, if we don't show something that's a deal breaker for somebody, it's just wasting people's time.
Yeah.
You know, if we don't show what the office looks like, and we say, oh, it's only a 4 foot by 4 foot room. Oh, well, somebody that's looking for an office says, well, that's not near big enough.
Yeah, it's a closet.
Right. It's a closet with a window.
Yeah.
And so we can help the process by putting forth the correct image of the home.
Yeah. So we're gonna clean, right? But we're gonna call our realtor first. Then we're gonna clean. Then we're gonna declutter and beautification.
Yes.
And make repairs to defer maintenance items as much as possible, because that's important not only for the marketing purposes, but it can affect financing depending on the age of the house and loan type and these type of things.
We talked about that. You can go back and listen to, especially those government-backed loans.
Yeah.
They're going to, a lot of them, the peeling paint, cracked windows, that kind of thing are going to be an issue.
For sure.
And so handle those up front, and then won't slow the process down. And most of those deferred maintenance issues really don't cost very much.
I got a couple questions for you.
Sure.
Because I've seen this happen. What about smells?
Yes.
Now we talked about cleaning, so I understand.
They happen.
But some smell, like cleaning, doesn't actually take care of some smells if they're continual with, say, smoking or dogs.
Yes, pets are the big thing because most of the time people don't actually smell their own animal.
Yeah.
And so that is another plus for having a realtor or friends that are very honest with you. Or grab a neighbor or ask the realtor to bring in someone. Most of the time people can't smell their own smells.
Yeah.
And it is a deal. It is noises also, but smells are way up there. Smoke is probably the biggest one. It's really difficult to get out, but there are techniques to wipe down walls, clean out air
We're not
vents.
saying you can't sell your house in those scenarios, but we are talking about how it impacts marketing, and in a tightening market, these are the things that can really make a difference in you being able to sell your home quickly.
Sure. So sounds and smells, and I know that they wouldn't mind me telling this. I'm not going to tell any names, but sold a house that backed up to the interstate. House was fantastic. Every person that stepped in it said they loved everything from the floor to the ceiling.
So they checked off all those other boxes?
Every box. And there was not a single person that walked in that home that had anything negative to say except for the noise from the interstate.
You mean the low roar that puts you to sleep at night?
Yes, the jake breaking from the 18-wheelers. And for this particular couple, it didn't bother them. They didn't spend much time out back and inside when the air conditioning was running. It just wasn't a thing.
And their mind probably shut it off because it had been so continual.
It wasn't a thing, and we just didn't think that it was going to be an issue until it was.
Right.
But there wasn't anything we could do about that particular
Couldn't
site.
reroute I-20?
No. But we did, in that process, understand that noise affected the sale of their home.
So you had to adjust price.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, we did.
Interesting.
We did adjust price, and we did sell the home, but we didn't understand going into it how much that was going to affect the home sale.
Absolutely.
But smells are something that typically can come out. I've been in one home that was professionally cleaned multiple times that cat it just didn't come out.
Gets in the studs, man.
And my understanding was eventually they had to rip out the carpet, baseboards, and some drywall and redo all of that in order to get that out. I would not go into telling a seller to, hey, go rip out your drywall.
Renovate the house,
No, and that's another
that's
the next step that we'll go into, but definitely have someone who is not living in the home come through, see if they can smell something.
And this morning we're probably not going to get into, if someone's saying, hey, what changes in my house can I actually make to, have the highest impact on value?
Always the question I get.
And that's, I think that's another conversation that we'll do. We're talking about prepping your house. Right. And look, I'll throw paint out there, and paint, depending on who you are and how you do it, and it can be a quicker way to get a fresh house without having to do a big expense for renovation. And so I think that's important.
Absolutely. And it could give the house a more uniform look, especially if we have kids and we've painted their room some dark purple or something like that. It might be ideal to go through and put a more neutral color through the home. This goes back to buyers being able to see themselves in the home. So if there's more of a clean slate, if there's more of that, then okay, they can see themselves and see. okay, I like this. This is clean. This is nice. I might change the color, but instead of going into a room and say, whoa, this is
Yeah.
this is more than it might be difficult to cover this color up. I don't know. This feels dark and closed in. I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, again, now they're talking about other stuff other than them living there.
Yes. Yeah. You want the conversation from the time they hit the driveway to the time they leave to be about them. Like they want to see themselves. And so a lot of times people will tell their sellers to take pictures of themselves down.
Really?
Yeah. I don't necessarily do that all the time, but it is definitely a technique that realtors use in order to say, hey, just family pictures, take them down so that people would say, you know what, we could have our pictures.
And not be distracted as they're walking
Yeah,
through the house.
hey, I know these people.
Right.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
Well, we've got a top 5 here where they obviously did prepping of some sort, we think, because they ended up in the top 5, got the houses ready.
We are going to, on number 5 here, we're going to talk, I think this plays great into our conversation. So here's the top 5.
Let's do it.
Number 5, oh, by the way, Monroe and West Monroe dominated this week.
We were just waiting.
Yeah, so Ruston, there are 4 from Monroe in the top 5.
Sweet.
All right, so this is 2211 Pargu
Mm-hmm.
Boulevard. Sold for $425,000.
Nice.
Originally listed at $549,000.
Holy smokes.
$124,000 price drop. So here's the background.
There's a story there.
And obviously we don't have it all, but from public data, we know this home sold in April of 2020
Oh, that was like right into the,
for $420,000.
so a $5,000 difference. 2 years
off.
later?
Yes. So, I'm sorry, April of 2021.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yes. So, and then in February of this year, they put it back on the market. It was fresh.
Mm-hmm.
It had been painted. There may have been some deferred maintenance issues from the public pictures. You get an idea of what, but it's definitely a freshened up home over what was originally purchased. And they upped the price to $549,000 when they put it on the market.
Wow.
And then through time, they aggressively lowered the price. Started at $10,000, they went to $20,000 and $25,000 price drops at a time. Ultimately, getting to $450,000 and then selling for $425,000. So to anyone selling a home is the price that you start with is a really big deal. Hey, let's just try this and see, doesn't actually work. This home, I believe, probably in February, we were still on the, blowing and going in February. This home probably could have sold for closer to $500,000 if it had been priced right from the beginning.
Like maybe they'd started out at $480.
Yeah.
Maybe sales.
Or even $500. So this home is 4,100 square feet, sold for $101 a foot.
Yeah.
On Pargu.
Interesting.
And it's done all the way through. Like it's nice. So, don't know the whole story there, but Audrey, Harvey, good job getting that one done through all of I think it went under contract 3 times. So
wow, that has a big impact too. We can have that discussion later. But
yes, it was contingent all 3 times.
Yeah.
So contingent offers, we may have a whole episode on contingent offers one day.
Yeah.
So, all right, number 4. This is West Monroe Comanche Trail, sold for $479,000.
Nice.
It was listed at $469,000, so went above asking.
On the water?
On the water, yes. 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths.
Not a lot of waterfront property in West Monroe, so you get a nice one. People tend to really want it.
Yeah, in Indian Lake, that's Indian Lakes. It's anything on the water there is getting a premium price.
For sure.
Comanche Trail has been on our list before and probably will be again.
Absolutely.
So, all right, number 3 and number 2 have something in common. Number 3 is on West Deborah.
Uh-huh.
These last 3 are really close to.
Like they're all
each
in
other.
River Oaks?
Number Marie Place is a little
gotcha.
little bit out, but Pargu to Marie Place to
This
West
is all
Deborah.
North Monroe.
Yes. So, I mean, they're within like a mile and a half of each other as the crow flies. West Deborah has a 660 square foot accessory unit.
Ooh, little apartment.
Yes. It's, I actually can't tell where it's at, but accessory unit, $482,000
Nice.
sale price, but only listed at $442,000.
Wait, say that again?
Listed at $442,000 and sold for $482,000.
So $40,000 above list price?
Yes. Hey, I forgot something.
Yeah.
Aaron Hoyle, good
Aaron.
job on selling Comanche. He
Excellent
sells
work.
a lot in that neighborhood because he lives there.
Yeah.
So, all right, West Deborah. This is Kathy Van Veckhoven.
Kathy Van Veckhoven.
Yes. So great job, Kathy. You did your clients well with this one.
Love me some Kathy Van. Good job.
Yep. Oh, I'm going to start calling her Kathy Van. All right. Hey, another Kathy sold this one. Kathy Patrick.
Oh, man, love that Kathy too.
Yeah. So this one also has an accessory unit. It's a studio apartment.
Got you.
So it's number 2, River Oaks Drive. It's listed at $525,000, sold for $525,000.
I really like the look of this house. True 2-story house.
It is a true.
It's got a great feel to it.
4,200 square feet, $125 a foot, 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, with that. Oh, a 4-car garage too.
Ooh. Actually, could use that right now.
Yeah, you. Girls that have almost flown the coop.
Yep, that's true.
So,
3-car garage.
all right, number 1. Does not have an accessory unit, but
Okay.
it's 2201 Marie Place. It's on a double lot. It's on the corner, and it's a really nice piece of land. Originally listed at $729,000,
Yeah.
sold for $665,000.
I think we know these people who bought it. We're not going to say it live here. I'll tell you later, but very happy for them.
Okay, well, conventional loan, which we talked about before, but this, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, but Simran Emmaus.
Ooh, that's new to me.
Yes, with John Ray Realty.
Good job.
Yes. So, has a courtyard, brick fence, gunite pool.
Yeah.
Pretty nice piece of property here, 665.
All the stuff you want when you're paying over $500,000.
Everything, location, like it's easy access to Forsyth, to 18th. Yeah, you get everything. I think we're right there. And it's a double lot. They have a really nice piece of property. So
Excellent.
Congratulations to whoever bought that. I hope that you have lots of parties in that backyard and that courtyard. So,
Man, what a great episode.
yeah, no, it's good. Prepping your home is a big deal. It does play into how much you end up getting for your home. Not everyone can do everything, but there are some things that you can do free of charge.
Yeah, so if you're out there, the local wisdom today is if you care about the price that you sell for your house, you're going to call a professional and you're going to prep. So it's the 3 Ps there.
There you go.
Price, professional, prep. That's what we're here to do, bring you the local wisdom. James, thank you.
Yeah,
really
thank
appreciate
you, Justin.
today.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, but if you need James, you need a realtor, you need that professional, give him a call. He's a Coldwell Banker. I am your mortgage guy, so if you need the financing for the house, please give me a call. I'm at Origin Bank. Would love to assist. But as always, I hope you have a marvelous day.
See you next week.